Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm here today with Jacob Manning at Jacob Manning Yoga on Instagram. And today we're going to be filming a video for you in Bali. We're in the shade because I'm very sunburnt, so I don't want to be in the sun today. But we're going to do a Vinyasa flow class today. You won't need any props today. We're going to practice without props. And let's begin on your back. Lie down onto your back. Take the soles of your feet together and your knees wide apart. Baddha Konasana. So just take a moment here to center yourself, to get grounded. Let your palms turn up at your side. Let the front of your pelvis start to open. Just relax and shift your focus to your breath. Visualize your breath traveling deeper down into you. Throughout the day, we normally breathe little shallow breaths, especially when we get stressed out. Breath can be shallow and stay up in the body. So instead, let the breath travel down and open up into the bottom of the lungs. Just feel how calming and soothing this can be for your nervous system already. Just shifting your focus, your attention on your breath. Good, then bring your knees together. Hug your right knee into your chest. Stretch your left leg out along your mat. Reach out through your left heel and let your left thigh bone descend. Then change legs. Hug your left knee into your chest. Stretch your right leg out. Imagine there's a weight on your right thigh bone. Let it drop down. And reach till your foot leg goes up against the wall. Then plant your hands at your side. Change legs. Bring the right leg up into tabletop. Stretch the left leg out. Now lengthen through your tailbone and through your lower back. Lift your left heel up just an inch up off the mat. Keep all that length through your spine. Let your chest open. And now slowly change legs. Stretch the right leg forward, bend the left knee. And just hover that right heel just an inch or two above the mat. Slowly change legs. Slowly change legs. Now raise your arms up. Slowly reach your left arm back. Try not to let your hips twist or your ribs. Then change sides. Change arms and legs, opposite arm leg stretch. Change sides. Keep your belly in. Try not to let your lower back lift up when you change sides. Slowly change sides. Slowly change sides. Slowly change sides. Good, now hold here. Put your right hand behind your head. Now crunch up towards your outer knee and reach with your left hand up to your right outer knee. Crunch up one more inch. Then slowly lower your head back down, take your arm up. Take both arms up, change sides. Put your left hand behind your head and then crunch up to your outer knee. Tuck in from your low abs. Good, slowly lower yourself back down. Nice job. Now bring both legs into tabletop, last part here. Squeeze in with your legs. Keep both hands behind your head and then crunch up to your knees. Good. Hold that crunch. Twist to your right knee and stretch your left leg forward. Keep your abs tucked in. Come back to center. Twist to your left knee, send your right leg forward. Abs tucked in. Come back to center. Crunch up one more inch and stretch your right leg forward. Good. Stretch your left leg out to meet it. Hold the abs in tight. Nice, then bend your knees, lower your head down, and just set your feet back down onto the mat. Take Baddha Konasana legs again. Good, now roll over to your side and press yourself up to seated. And then come into child's pose. So we'll take an extended child's, let your hips sit back onto your heels, stretch your arms forward. And then come up into your first down dog from here. Come up onto the hands and the knees, curl your toes under, lift your knees, stretch back. As you're stretching your hips up and back, root down through your hands. Rotate from your triceps down to the floor so there's space for the back of your neck. And then lift up through your sit bones like someone had grabbed your hips and pulled you up and away off of your wrists. You might need to bend your knees a little bit if your hamstrings are tight to help to lengthen your spine, that's fine. Okay, cool. Then walk your hands all the way back to your feet and fold forward at the back of your mat. Just let your head drop now. Then place your hands onto your outer hips. Come up to stand. Walk up to the front of your mat. Join your feet together, join your palms together. With your eyes closed, take a slow, steady breath in through your nose. And let it out. Cultivate an intention for your practice today, while you're on your mat today. It could be to build strength or flexibility. It could be to center your mind for the day, let go of something. Whatever it is, bring that awareness of your intention to the forefront of your mind. And breathe. Then open your eyes and drop your arms to your side. Sun salutations. Inhale, raise your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen. Step back one leg at a time into plank pose. A little modified for this first one. From plank, lower slowly all the way down onto your belly. Then stretch your arms back and come into modified locust pose. Lift your shoulders, head, chest up off the mat. Turn from your outer thighs down towards the floor. Lengthen through your tail straight back to your heels and draw your navel up to your heart. Feel your blades come onto your back. Get as long as you can. Then place your hands right underneath your elbows. Keep your chest open and press into up dog. Roll your chest through. If this is too much back bend, you could just stay in that low position. That's fine. This might be gnarly on your lower back. Stretch back to down dog. So you can always swap out the back bend while we do these sun salutations. Walk your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. Inhale, make a flat back. Lengthen out your spine, reach your chest forward. Exhale, fold forward, let your head drop. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back one leg at a time into plank pose. Open your chest, shift forward and lower slowly to elbow height. Come into up dog, or just lie on your belly and do that belly back bend. Stretch back to down dog. Hold in your down dog and reconnect to your breath. Look in between your hands. Walk your feet up to the front. Inhale, flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale the hands to your heart. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees and sit back. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower to Chaturanga. Keep your spine long and your legs active as you lower to elbow height. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Warrior one, step your right foot up by your right thumb. Turn your back heel down and hug your right outer hip in as you lift up, come up straight up through the midline. Raise your arms up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back, lower slow with control. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot up by your left thumb. Turn your back heel. Hug your left hip in and inhale, come up through the midline. Lift from your belly and raise your arms. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now bring your feet together in down dog. Rotate your biceps forward, then roll onto the outside edge of your left foot, take your right arm up. Vashisthasana, side plank. Balance your shoulder right over your wrist. If this aggravates your wrist, you can set your forearm down, or you can lower your left knee down if it's too much. But let your head lean back into alignment with your spine. Reach through your feet, activate your legs, stretch through your hips out of your lower back. Now engage your abs strong. If you're feeling steady, maybe you can lift your right leg up just 1 inch. Good. Then lower that foot back down and stretch back to downward dog. Roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Balance your right shoulder right over your wrist. Take your left arm up. Let your head come back into alignment with your spine. Just like in the belly back when we did at the beginning, roll your inner thighs back now and lengthen through your tail straight to your heels. Lift up from your lower belly and expand your chest. Now if you're steady, try lifting that top leg up just 1 inch. Good job. Lower your leg back down and stretch back to down dog. Good. From down dog, step your right foot up to your right thumb. Come up into warrior two. Spin your back heel down and open up to your side. Good. So in warrior two, you want to allow your hips to turn slightly towards your front knee, like Jacob's doing, and then turn your right thigh out so that your right knee points straight ahead. So this is important for the health of your joint, of your knee, and your lower back. Your back foot, keep it angled in a little bit. Let your head bounce right up over top of your pelvis and expand your chest through the reach of your arms. From your collarbones, stretch out through your fingers. Breath steady. Remember your intention while you started the practice. Then set your right elbow down onto your right thigh and reach your left arm all the way over your ear, extended side angle. Reconnect into your back heel. Now as you hold here, draw from your outer right hip back towards your back heel and lengthen through your right side ribs away from your hip. Good, now lift from your belly, come back up into warrior two. We're gonna get a little bit into the leg burn from here. Straighten your right leg for a breath. Then bend your right knee again. And let's see if you can tap your right fingertips onto the floor on the inside of your foot. Go ahead, reach. Now reach your chest away from your hips again. Wrap your left arm behind your back and bring it to your right outer hip for a moment. Then lift the chest as you stretch through your back leg longer. Take your left arm back up, press to your feet and come back up into warrior two. Good job. Bring your hands to the mat, step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. A vinyasa means do chaturanga, up dog, and then down dog. Step your left foot all the way up by your left thumb. Turn your back heel down and lift from your belly, come up into warrior two. Good. Allow your hips to turn slightly towards your left knee. Turn your left thigh all the way out so your knee points straight ahead. Shift your awareness to your breath again and feel your breath traveling deep down into you instead of staying shallow. Feel how that deep, steady breath, rhythmic breathing can help to cool and quiet your nerves. Now bring your left forearm onto your thigh and take your right arm all the way over your ear. Good. So just like on the last side, from your left outer hip, turn slightly towards your back heel and then lengthen through your left side waist and your ribs. Breathe evenly through your nose. Come back up to warrior two, inhale. Nice. All right, we're gonna get back into that leg burn now. Here we go, straighten your left leg, inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee, tip from your pelvis out over your thigh and put your fingertips down. Then lift your chest again, open up, and wrap your right arm behind your back. See if you can touch your outer hip. Roll the chest up away from your hip as you stretch through your right hip into your right heel. Good, then open your arms back up. Lift your belly, come back up into warrior two. Hands to the mat, step back to down dog or take a vinyasa. Good, hold in your down dog and breathe. Look in between your hands now. Step, walk, or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Okay, now squat down onto your heels for Malasana. Your knees go wide apart, arms go on the insides of your knees. If possible, bring your hands into prayer position. So just settle into your hips and breathe. Now stay here for 5 breaths, or put your hands down on the mat and see if you can hook your knees into your outer arms and lean into crow pose. If your balance isn't coming yet, no worries, you can just hang out in the squat and just practice leaning weight into the hands. You don't have to try to lift your feet up all the way yet, unless you feel comfortable and steady today. Good job, then set your feet back down and straighten your legs, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bring your hands onto your hips and come all the way up to stand. Good, release your arms at your side. Just feel all the heat and energy moving through your body now. So that heat is detoxifying, purifying. It's also going to help us to open up the hamstrings, which can feel like steel beams sometimes. So grab your elbows behind your back. One hand on one elbow, other hand on the other. Step your left foot back about 3.5 feet. Nice. Now roll your shoulder heads up and back, chest open, and then start to tip from your pelvis halfway out over your right leg. Pause there for a moment. Stay even on your feet. Then as your navel draws into your spine, start to lengthen all the way out over your leg. Just see how far you could go. Pretend like you're going to touch your forehead onto your ankle now. Good, now reach down through your feet and come back up to stand. Drop your arms down at your side. Now we're going to try a balancing pose. Keeping your chest open, start to tip forward from your pelvis. Go maybe halfway, but don't let your upper back round. Keep the dorsal spine long. Now keeping your right leg straight, lift your back heel up and start to lean forward out over your right leg. Raise the back leg up to hip height. Keep your hip bones level. Good, now without your left foot touching the floor, come all the way up to stand. Bring your knee up and your arms up. Good. Now wrap your left leg up and over your right and cross your left elbow under for eagle. Hold here for 5 breaths, Garudasana. Then uncross your arms and your legs, stand tall in mountain. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa, your call. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, come up. Then straighten your left leg and bring your hands behind your back. Grab a hold opposite elbows. Grab the other one if you can remember which one was the other one this round. Then straighten your left leg. Adjust your back foot just a little bit closer. Stand even on your feet. Then start to tip from your pelvis to fold forward towards halfway, but see if you can do it with a flat back without rounding yourself. Good, now navel to spine, lengthen all the way out over your leg like you're going to bring your forehead onto your ankle. Reach down through your feet, inhale, come back up to stand, and release your arms down at your side. Good, then start to tip forward again, towards halfway without your back rounding, especially your upper back. Keep the collarbones broad and the chest open. Now lift your back heel and lean up to balance on that left leg. All right, now without the right foot touching the floor, come up to stand. Bring your knee up, raise your arms up, stay steady, as tall as you can be. Good. Now let's go into eagle. Wrap your right leg up and over your left, cross the leg up high as you bend the left knee, and then cross your right elbow under your left. Hold here 5 breaths. Good, then uncross your arms and your legs. Stand tall in mountain pose. Chest open, arms at your side. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa, your call. Step your right foot up to your right thumb and come up into crescent. Raise your arms up. Bring your hands to your heart and lean your chest out over your knee. Then twist, take your left elbow to your knee. Once you get the elbow to hook, just like in side angle, reach your chest forward instead of letting it sink onto your hips. Hands to the mat, step back, vinyasa, or just go right back to down dog, your call. Step your left foot for crescent. Inhale, come up, raise your arms. Bring hands to prayer and lean your chest out over your knee. Twist, take your right elbow to your knee. Once you get the elbow to hook, unround the spine. So reach your heart forward, stretch your back leg. Breathe. So one of my intentions when I practice is to build strength, but also mobility at the same time. So if you're overdoing in the pose, you'll be clenching down and creating more tension in the places you want to open up. Don't tense up those places. Instead, elongate the spine, which will make your core strong. Bring your hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog, or take a vinyasa. Good, then shift forward into plank pose, steady. Set your elbows down one at a time. Hold here and plank on your forearms. Good, now walk into down dog on your forearms. Lift your hips up high, try not to let your upper back round. Pretend like I have my knee in your upper back and keep your collarbones broad. Now raise your right leg up from the inner thigh without your hips twisting. Keep pressing down even into your forearms. Change legs, raise the left leg up from the inner thigh, stay even on your arms. Good, lower that leg back down and walk back into plank on your forearms. Pause there, chest open, legs strong. 5 more breaths. You got it, stay with it, don't give up. 4, chest open, abs of steel though. 3, 2, what number were we on? 3, 2, no, we were on 3, 2, 1. Good job, set your hips down and then come into Sphinx pose. All right, hold there, open up your chest in Sphinx. Good, so just visualize your spine as having like one smooth curve. That's not anatomically correct, but the feeling as if there's a smooth curve from your lower back all the way up into your neck. That not just the lower back is taking the burden of the back bend. Then lower your chest down onto the mat. Clasp your hands behind your back. Then lift your shoulders, head, chest up off the mat. Good. Turn those blades on the back strong. Now raise your right leg up just an inch without your lower back shrinking on that side. Keep the tail long. Change sides, lift the left leg just an inch, tail long, chest open. Lift both legs 1 inch up. Now reach with the arms, good. And then come right up into up dog. Place your hands next to your side ribs again. Your deepest up dog of the day now. Roll open, feel the freedom, and stretch back into down dog. Beautiful, nice job. Set your knees down and rest in child's pose for a moment. Just let your back start to release. Then come into Dandasana. Sit with your legs stretched straight out in front of you. Imagine when you sit in Dandasana that you were seated with your back up against the wall. Then hug your right knee in towards your chest and cross your right ankle on the outside of your left knee. Bring your hands to your right knee and hug it in. Sit tall. Then twist to your right. Put your right hand behind you. You can wrap your left elbow around your knee if you have the space to hook it. Release that, come back to center, and change legs. Hug your left knee in and cross the ankle on the outside of your right knee. Hug your knee in and then twist. Put the left hand behind you and wrap your elbow around. Good, then come back to center. Okay, so from here, just cross your legs in front of you. And then put your fingertips right in front of you. Now in this stretch, try to cross the legs so that the ankles and the knees are lined up, so the center of your shins are crossed. If your hips are really tight, it might not be available to you. Then imagine that someone was stretching your hips out of your lower back for you as you were lifting the four sides of your waist off of your hips. Then start to walk your hands further forward, if possible, while still getting that hip hanging, side waist stretching away from the hips action. Then on your exhalation, let your head go all the way and round the back of the spine evenly into the stretch. Just breathe now. Inhale, come back up. Change the cross of your legs. Put your fingertips in front of you. Inhale, flat back. Take the back of the spine in and out. And as you exhale, start to walk the hands further and still keep looking for that action, like the hips are being stretched out of your back, side ribs reaching. And then go all the way into the pose. Navel releases into the spine. The whole back of the spine opens up evenly. Good job. Inhale, come back up. Stretch both of your legs straight out in front of you now and sit again in Dandasana. If your hamstrings are very tight, your back body is very tight, the best stretch for you at this point might be just to work on sitting up straight in this position, decompressing in the spine and stretching your legs. If you're very open, then you can start to fold forward and reach for your feet. Paschimottanasana. Whichever one you're doing, now transition to lie down onto your back. And just take this time now to relax and to shift into your final meditation. So with your attention still on your breath, let the body start to relax. Give up any tension in your body. And with each exhalation, let yourself drop a little bit deeper inward. And bring your awareness back to your breath if it started to drift. Bend your knees and roll over to your right side. Then press yourself up to seated. Sit up tall, join your palms together. Call back your intention for why you're on the mat today. And just take a moment in gratitude for the time to practice, for all the benefits that it brings. Thank you. Namaste. All right, so thanks to Jacob today for demonstrating the poses so well. It is freaking hot right now where we are. I'm just sweating. I don't know if you're sweating. I'm just sweating just being here. So yeah, that was a very sweaty practice today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought, what you want to see in next week's video. And also subscribe if you haven't already. And check out Jacob on Instagram. Follow him on there. There's some amazing poses that he does on there, at Jacob Manning Yoga. Also today, we're blessed to be in Bali, and we're at Desa Seni, where they were so gracious to let us film. Thank you everyone from Desa Seni. And we'll see you next time, hopefully in Bali again. We're going to shoot some more videos while we're here.